I'm doing a parmigiana that will feed 4 to 6 people. This was 4 chicken fillets. I don't bash it, but I do slice it diagonally across into slices. In here I've got 3 eggs, 2 fat cloves of garlic roughly chopped, and 2 tablespoons of parsley and some salt and pepper. I'm going to drop all of the chicken into the egg wash, and I'm going to leave that to sit in there and take on the flavour of the garlic and the parsley for a couple of hours. The great thing with the parmigiana is that you can get the whole thing made in advance and then just finish it off in the oven at the end. I've made a large batch of tomato sauce. My base tomato sauce recipe is always pinned to the top of my reels and posts grid. The only difference with this one is I have made it with 4 tins of plum tomatoes. I may not use it all, but I don't want to scrimp on the sauce, and I want to have enough sauce to stir into the pasta when I serve it. And I've also put in 2 pieces of Parmesan rind. In here I've got some panko breadcrumbs and 4 tablespoons of grated Parmesan. It's Parmigiana after all. I'm going to knock off any pieces of garlic and coat the chicken in the breadcrumbs. Next job is to cook the chicken. I've got a mixture of olive oil and ghee. I want this really luxurious, and obviously ghee doesn't burn. So this is going to take maybe 4 minutes on each side, and then we'll put it all together. I've spooned a little bit of sauce to cover the bottom of an oven-proof dish, and now I'm going to layer on the chicken. I like a little bit of sauce to sit on top of the chicken. So just do a spoonful of sauce on the top of each piece of chicken. Take a ball of mozzarella and slice it into as many slices as you have chicken. I've got 13 little pieces of chicken, and put a slice of mozzarella on each piece of chicken. Small handful of fresh basil. Sprinkle it all over. Save some basil for the end. I'm going to give an extra grating of pepper. Get every piece of cheese covered with a little sprinkle of pepper. And lastly, cover with plenty of grated Parmesan. When you're ready to cook, preheat your grill and stick it under the grill for 4 to 5 minutes, or until it's warmed through and the cheese is bubbling. Every cook should have a tomato sauce up their sleeve. Here's mine. I'm going to start by heating plenty of olive oil in the bottom of the pan. Once the olive oil is warm, I've got 1 medium-sized onion chopped very small. You're going to cook that on a low light until the onions are completely soft and translucent. When the onions are soft, it's taken about 10 minutes. I like to use very thinly sliced garlic. Put that in and cook it for 2 minutes. I've got 2 tins of whole plum tomatoes. This is the messy bit. I've said it before. If you buy the chopped tomatoes, they're much too pulpy and aren't nearly as good as the whole plum ones. And the way I do it is I get my hands in and I very gently squish them into the pan. So take your time, because you do get splattered in it. I must admit, I'm loving this camera angle. I want everybody to always look at me from about a foot above my head. Okay, I've broken in all of the tomatoes. I'm going to give them a sprinkle of sugar. Sugar just helps tomatoes absolutely sing, and it also sort of counterbalances against the acidity of the tomatoes. I've got some fresh oregano from the garden, but you can use dry oregano, or you could use thyme. You can use whatever you like in your Italian sauce. I'm also actually going to put in the stalks that I pick the leaves off from, because I can always take those out afterwards. And I'm going to just season it very lightly. So just a little bit of salt to start with. You can always season it more at the end, and some pepper. I'm going to bring it up to a simmer and then have it set on the lowest light. You can't rush a good tomato sauce. There's a lot of water in the tomatoes. It needs a good 30 to 40 minutes to bring out all the delicious flavour. I also always make more than I need. It keeps very well in the fridge. If ever it doesn't get used up in the fridge, which is never, I would freeze it, but I've never had to. Oh, and one last thing, I do like a little bit of back heat in my tomato sauce. So I'm just doing a small pinch of chili flakes. It's not going to blow your head off. It's just that little bit of warmth. This has been cooking for 40 minutes. All of the excess moisture has gone. Taste it. It's perfect. But if you need to add seasoning, do. Tomato sauce.